Because, well, of the many things that you do, Frank, you could probably help us there too, couldn't you?
Of course.
Man,
yeah,
man.
I taught residential design at IUP for 40 years. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. In the studio with us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning, Janie McKirgan from the Jimmy Stewart Museum, Frank Viggiano, who I was thinking, Frank, the last time we were over in the other studio on the other station, and it was that long ago, and you were still appearing on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee.
Wow. Great memory. Yeah.
That's how long ago it was. Our
Wow.
conversation this morning brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Janie, this is a pretty handy guy to know next to you, right?
He's our angel, as we call him now. Yeah, we went to, we updated the whole museum, upgraded everything except for the theater, and the screen was looking really dingy, 27 years old, and the projector was clicking a little bit, and we were thinking it was on its last legs. So I thought, I'll just call Frank Viggiano. I know him because he's done some work in my home, and see what he can do for us. I thought it'd be a simple job. But what I learned is behind our screen is filled with tiny little holes because there's one speaker behind it and the sound has to get through. So if I wanted a solid screen, it meant I needed new speakers and a new projector. So Frank was our angel because we couldn't afford all those things. And he came in, and I'm going to have him take it away and tell you what he did for us.
Well, let's tell folks first what Frank does. He's professor emeritus at IUP. Consumer sciences, I guess, is one way to phrase it. With all of the work that you've done down through the years, you've appeared on tons and tons and tons of television shows and other media shows. This show, even talking about consumer products and just a wealth of knowledge. And some of those knowledge bases are in electronics and in entertainment applications, and so you're the perfect guy to go to here.
Well, we actually did the theater. So our company, Professional Audio and Video, we were called whenever the museum was being constructed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they said, we need somebody to do a theater, because that was the thing. And Jimmy Stewart wanted everything back here. He didn't want it in Hollywood.
Right.
Very, very firm about that. And I said, sure, we'll jump in and do it, which we did. And Paramount and 20th Century Fox sent in the equipment. So they wanted to donate equipment 22 years ago for that theater. So we put it in, and because of my family, my mother's side, we own movie theaters and drive-ins. So I knew how to run carbon arc projectors, which is, that's 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But I knew how to do that. And in the process, it was fairly straightforward that, okay, so I worked with Tom Harley, and I gave him ideas and drawings and different things to put it together. And so we actually, did the initial theater 22 years ago. When
27 years ago.
27? Okay,
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow. So you already have the knowledge base of what's there.
Right.
Maybe 27 years old, but you can still figure that out right away. And now with all of the advances in consumer electronics that are out there,
Correct.
And all of the wonderful entertainment options that are out there now, and home theaters becoming such a great thing, you step right in here,
Yep.
and so you looked at what was there and you said, this is what we need to do, and then you went out and you actually followed the resources to make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very important. I also taught home theater at IUP. It's one of we had the only program in the country where our interior design students knew how to construct and design a home theater. Very important because it's such a big thing today. Everybody wants it. So I contacted a number of manufacturers. It took me about a good year to put it together, but I contacted folks at the top of our industry as far as the quality of products that they manufacture and said, hey, great opportunity here. Are you interested? And I think the biggest thing initially is that Epson, which makes projectors, very good projectors, by the way, they were in early, and they said, yeah, we want to do that. We think this is a great project.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how many Jimmy Stewart Museum theaters are there? And how many Jimmy Stewarts are there, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. So they warmed up to it, and then because of the relationships that I have, I tapped into people that I felt would want to be a part of the project, had the resources to do it, and had the best equipment that we could possibly install in the theater. And we were able to complete that goal 2 weeks ago.
That's when everything was completely done.
Completely done.
The work process itself, how long did that take, and how involved was it?
It was about probably, I'd say overall, several weeks to do it. 1 week, Janie was kind to close the theater because, when you get in there and you start something, and to have matinees at 1 o'clock and show a movie,
Sure.
it's impossible. There's no transition. In other words, it's either the old or it's going to be the new, one of the two. And Tim Hood, who's our lead technician, great guy, he's the man with the magic dust. He puts it all together. So I've got the resources and the vision and so forth. And of course I help him with a lot of different things, but he's the guy that really puts the whole thing together, did a phenomenal job, and literally became the overall general contractor, because the people that were hired to do some of the, let's say, carpentry work and, actually to fit everything together, he really had to supervise all that. So he did a tremendous job.
Now, is it wired technology, wireless, or a combination?
It's a combination. Yeah, combination.
Yeah. And you don't have to have the screen that is poked full of holes any longer, do you?
No, it's called a perforated screen, and a lot of people do that in homes today because they don't want to see speakers. So if you want to hide the audio portion and you don't want to see speakers on your front, on basically what we call the screen wall, then you put the speakers behind a perforated screen. Many people don't care. In other words, it's a man's cave, more or less. So you walk in, they want to show those speakers off. So it's not a big problem. But depending upon cosmetics and what clients want, because we do both when we do these installations, and we do them in homes, and we've done amazing number of homes in the Western Pennsylvania area, also in Florida and Hawaii. We've done work there as well. But anyways, it's all up to the client because it's the look. In other words, many times we find that the females really drive the decisions because I'm not going to look at that. I don't want to look at that wall. I don't want to see those speakers. So we basically, kind of mix it up to give everybody really what they want, but deliver good sound. That's the key.
And of course, having worked at Janie McKirgan's, you knew that Janie she'd get her position pushed forward.
Well, we have surround sound for the first time.
Yeah.
Which is great. Instead of one speaker, we have multiple speakers and woofers and
7
tweeters
speakers and 2 subwoofers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. And a lot of old movies are now coming out on Blu-ray. They're digitally remastered. So it's amazing to be able to take advantage of that in the theaters.
Yeah, and to give you some idea of the resources, and these were all donated by basically 3 corporations. We're approaching $50,000 in value at the theater. That's pretty much where we are.
Yeah, so it's like Stewart, a film screen company, Epson and Paradigm.
Epson and Paradigm
were the ones that did all the donations. This was a complete donation. We couldn't have afforded this. So this is a gift.
Yeah.
All right. So we were out in the lobby a while ago, just postulating what would be the biggest and best sounds from a Jimmy Stewart movie. I said The Man Who Knew Too Much. Josh was looking at some of the Hitchcock. Actually, you're doing Hitchcock movies right now,
We
aren't you?
are. It's perfect timing because all of October we show all 4 Hitchcock films. We have The Man Who Knew Too Much this week, Vertigo next week, Rope, and then Rear Window. So it's a perfect time to come experience our new technology and our new theater with these amazing films.
Yeah, and then, of course, we're heading into November and December, and It's a Wonderful Life will be a feature.
No better place to watch it now on this big screen with the sound. It's going to be an experience, that's for sure.
Well, you're the consumer for us right now, so give us the consumer's ear as you're able to experience a movie in there now as opposed to what you were experiencing before.
At night and day. I mean, the crispness of the digital laser projector and the new screen, flat screen now, and the surround sound. It's such a great experience. I didn't realize how old the old stuff was until you start to get the new technology that's out now and what a difference it makes.
Yeah.
That's a huge leap forward. Huge.
I'm sure, Frank, that when you do installations like this, and particularly installations that involve replacing a prior system with something that's brand new, that makes the biggest difference in the world to the people who have brought your company in, is the idea that this is what I was hearing before, and it's okay, but wow, all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's an epic change. It really is.
It jumps out of the screen
It really
right
is.
at you. Yeah.
we have people that are members that come in every week to watch the matinee, and they were amazed by it. They got a membership, and there's couples that will come in, and they were blown away by the difference.
Yeah, yeah. Frank Viggiano, of course, for all those many years, and your professional audio and video company. I don't know how many business cards you have. Here's another one over here. What's New, Dr. Frank? What's that about?
Well, I've been appearing on national, international TV. I do the BBC in London and JTV in Hong Kong, but I've been appearing on TV for, oh my goodness, probably 50 years now.
Yeah. Was Regis and Kathy Lee the first?
They were my first national show that was syndicated, that went, all over the country in over 250 markets. But now, with streaming and with Zoom, I appear everywhere, and I can do it from my home, which is wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a home studio, and we basically set up there, and with Zoom. In fact, Monday I'll be doing AM Los Angeles. And I'll be,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I do ABC in Los Angeles regularly. I do it about once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Good Day Chicago. And so I travel all over through Zoom, which is great because there's no TSA, no Ubers to the hotel, no shipping products.
It's so much more simple, isn't it?
I mean, the pandemic has done some crazy things, and it's done some interesting things. And what I share with people is that even 6 years ago, if I would send a video that I'm taking, let's say even with my iPhone, if I were to send that to a TV station, they would say, "Are you kidding? Dr. Frank, we're not going to run this. It's garbage. It's terrible." But because of YouTube and because of the pandemic and because people are willing to accept substandard video, it flies.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, this is anything but substandard.
Absolutely.
At the Jimmy Stewart Museum.
This is top of the line. It's going to be an incredible experience. So we hope people come by to see a movie, to come by and see It's a Wonderful Life at Christmas time. On top of that, we have a new exhibit going on about Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart's friendship, which is very timely because Henry Fonda was a far left liberal and Jimmy Stewart was a far right conservative, and somehow they stayed best of friends their whole life.
That's possible?
Amazing. It's a great story. There's a lot of great background. They were friends since they were living together in New York. Yeah. So yeah, it's worthwhile to come check it out.
Jimmy Stewart Museum, now better, sounding better, and looking better than ever before.
Absolutely. So please stop by.
Janie McKirgan, Frank Viggiano, thanks so much for coming by to visit with us today.
Pleasure to be with you.
Frank, let's not make it a whole nother studio before you come back, okay?
Absolutely, sure. Anytime.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160, 26 after 9 o'clock.